Hello there, this is Kate in the Nest, and I'm back with an update on October, which is our theme. October being the 10th month, and I need to say thank you to my subby who noticed that on the bottom of my tapestry it also said Semco number 10. So that's going to feature thanks to your feedback. So that is wonderful. I didn't notice, but see, you guys notice more than I do. So I'm hoping you are well. If you haven't seen my first one, that's okay. Just jump in here because I hope these colors are going to bring you joy. So October, I was thinking about ovals. So this is my piece, and you can see it's quite wide, quite long. I've done it that way so you can see it. And it is based, I'll do it this way just for a minute. It started out with this original doily, but suddenly these daffodils have a little bit more color. And that's because I have been playing today and I had to get in the flow, and the blocker was how white, well, it's cream, but there was so much white background for me, and I usually don't have so much white, but I was really committed to the interplay. So what have I done? I have used my paints to make the daffodils stand out. Now, I spoke about embellishing these. I think I still will stitch, but it just gives me a little bit more to work on. Oh, have I asked you how you are? I hope I have, and if not, I hope you are well. It's daylight saving here, so I get an extra hour of sunlight to film because in the winter it would have been too late. Okay, so this, I haven't got much of the tapestry left. It was this color and had this flower, and it had this flower, which I've also painted now. So of course the idea, I always have to do a garden or flowers, and the other beautiful hero piece is this embroidery of a vase. So this is a still life that is extending out all over the page, and look at those beautiful lazy daisies. So I've put a lot of bits in place, and I got to this point and I thought it's probably going to give you an idea. So orange is the theme, and yeah, that's significant. So just remember that word orange, and I will tell you some more during the week. So actually, I'm not going, I've got some oranges around me. The other thing with my work, and again, you may do this all the time, but because I was working on my Thanksgiving quilt and using this tea towel that was gifted to me by the lovely Rachel, I think it just started to flow. So I have chopped up some of these little flowers, and I think I've probably got enough. There was part of me that thinks I might have, oh, you won't be able to see that, will you? Yep, have to just get everything right. Some might go down here, but I've got little bits, orange cotton. Let's get stitching. So that feels like it came out really fast. And do this. So what am I doing here? I have this thin cotton. It's again that I'll have to work out how to say this. Is it Metla? It's quilting cotton, and like Beck uses it, and I've got it in a few colors now, and I think, you know, and it works really well for me. And I'm doing this, I'm sort of doing half invisible, and half, I don't mind if it shows, but basically I'm trying to get my pieces down enough that I can embroider them into place. Oh, now that's hard because that linen on top from the tea towel is quite thick. And, you know, it doesn't matter to me whether these little stitches show or not, because there'll be so much work over the top in terms of thread painting and beading. I think I've accidentally got a beading needle here and it's a bit bendy, but it's a nice one. So this oval piece is also going to hang in November on my wall, and then she might go and live over Sadie in the front room, who knows. So if you're new here, welcome. I haven't said that for a little while, and you know, I think it's hard to remember how much you know and how many of you have been here all the way since last March when I came on YouTube. So I've got quite a few videos now, but I totally forget what order I've done things in, what I've said. So just thank you for being here and having fun with me. Okay, so I'm tucking that flower over. So it looks like this embroidery joins on to that flower. Yep, that's right. So this is a bit of a dizzy stitch. And now I'll just go up and get a few of those stitches. A few stitches to anchor that one. So this, of course, is to get out of having so many pins. So that can come out now. This piece is, I showed it in my first video, it's vintage, and I had a large piece, I had a small piece, and in the end I've just used that flower. I am going to colour it in and thread paint it to make it a bit more vibrant. I've got a tiny little piece showing there still. Can I move? I can. So we'll just put it there, and that joins onto the end of that. Just lessens that white gap, which I'll cover with stitches anyway. Okay, so other things that I'm thinking of is I have this applique, which came from this bigger piece, and now when we look at our tablecloths, we are very aware of keeping as many as we can, and then, you know, sharing the love. So this is a beautiful piece. It came in the kit and it had already been cut there. So I've taken one of those flowers, and they'll go on separate pieces, and then they bring a smile 3 times, or many more times than all on the one tablecloth. Okay, and remember, you can still see the rust stains on this original embroidery. That's why I'm using it like this, but still whole. Okay, so I will applique that on, but I've got some other ideas. Just want to make sure that when I get to stitching that down, I'll go over the top. Sometimes it's a battle. It's always fun. Okay. Other ideas. I've showed you the number 10. So I've got these in a nest here. Look at this that I had forgotten I picked up from the sewing basket. It's a little bit of someone's felting, and it's ended up in here. I love the texture, and look at those colours. I didn't know where I'd ever get to use it, but if I just do a little cut, we can do a colour match in a minute. And I could even shape a leaf or a flower out of that. Got more of those. I've still got this that came in the kit as well. And there are many. I didn't pre-plan that. But see, these leaves on this piece are too. Will I do it? Yeah, I will. I'll use those leaves on another one. But I'm liking that we have a dark center there, and because we've got all these flowers zipping around, and it's got orange. Plonky, plonky, plonk. I like that orange bit. So we'll, but I don't want to cover up that. I don't know where it'll go, but there it is. That's a flower. Okay, the other thing I have is this beautiful variegated doily. I showed you another one that is too big, but look at these shapes. And I'm thinking that I don't know whether I need 2 at a time or just 1, or I make a flower. Something like that. So all these other bits, this appeals to me because you can still see through underneath, but it takes a bit of the white away. Let me chop. Different scissors again. I'm standing up because it gives me a better perspective of the whole. I mean, we might be able to do something. No, before I get this totally down. I don't know why I'm going towards that daffodil. Maybe something behind it. Anyway, that's an idea. Or fill in down here. In fact, it could. There's my husband just come to the window to check whether I'm filming. He went off to have a swim, and he was a little bit worried that it mightn't have been open. And he said, in which case I'll come straight back. And he's back. Let me just have that there as an idea. Because remember, I am going to cover all the way out here. And I like that sort of like a daffodil shape. And in that case then, we would definitely repeat the motif, and also up there or there. Who who knows? But at least we're started, and I feel progress has been made. So we talked about things starting with O, owls, and onions. Oh, which reminds me, definitely have made the decision to use this, and it's going to be the bottom. And I might orange up a few of those, don't know. Or maybe just use orange stitching and tuck it under there. Hope you're getting the idea. All right, so let's actually stitch. I might change needle. And here's some cotton that I've got from somewhere. Certainly haven't rolled it up so neatly myself. Put bendy needle away. It's like a burnt orange. Okay, so let's come up right in the middle of the garden. All of this hasn't been put down yet. But one of my favorite things to do is to do 2 jobs at once. So we're going to do some petals with this nice strandy vintage cotton. Give this little flower more definition and also join it out over the cream. There we go. And I will come back with a different colour, like not in this session, but because I'll get bored, you know me, but I'll have this orange supplemented with a different colour and probably a different weight of cotton. Now, can I take that out? I think I can. And see, I'm sort of matching the little chain daisies in there. Spiked one of them, which is good because I want to look like they're part of the same bouquet flower meant to be in the garden. My husband's done some planting for me this afternoon. I have some beautiful new white flowers. So this is the piece I'll be taking to the country on our little road trip for 3 days. And that might mean that you see it again this week. It's just a nice size. There we go. Oh, see, it was meant to be. Now that's fallen out and I'm not going to rethread it. And I'll catch it on the back. I'll go over there the next time. Which way is up? Okay, so if we go up close, there's a little bit of texture already, and that was um, a straight cotton, very strandy. Now I haven't looked at what wools I'll use. It's a bit towards the pinky. I've got oranges. Bring out my little orange collection. Look at that. I think that's too fluoro. And straight. I've used that. I've got one of those open somewhere. Oh, look at these from a vintage. I think that was the sewing basket. So I'll certainly take those with me, because the worst thing is to run out of cotton. I think too much green. I want everything like that. But I don't appear to have it. Nope. That's why my green wool, my orange wool that I dyed the other day, I need to get it in a spool. All right, so that didn't answer the variegated question. So we'll do something different. I thought gold would be another thing that I could feature. Let's work up on here because I haven't got that down. And then I can do gold beads. And I'm not sure whether you noticed, because I realized it later. Oh gosh, that's a bit of a mess. Oops, I'm taking out one strand. And then I always forget. See, I love, because when I look at it, these daffodils that have actually been done in this goldy mustard, and I could add some depth to that. Please forgive me for what I started to say and cannot remember at all. Okay, so I'm just going to start with some of these. Oh, that's tough work. So I'm going through this, the blanket, and the doily. So now I'll just try and go through this and the doily. But even that's hard. I have to be careful not to pull too tight. Yep. And put an extra pin in, because I should have stitched that down before I started. Too much of a hurry, but it'll be down now. It's all because I couldn't find the right variegated thread. So I'm just sort of following the goldie here. It will lift and start to match the other stitching. sort of blending it in by going into the actual between the strands as well, which makes it really thick and stand out. Okay, so there's that part done. See, it's standing up, nothing too glorious yet, but when we orange up this, there's a lot of green leaves, and sometimes I turn those leaves into extra petals, so you can see how that could easily come out here onto here, or alternatively, maybe I intended that. And you'll say, Kate, why is all that purple still there? I haven't cut it out yet. It's as simple as that, because I had a big play. I think you might have the idea of October, orange garden, things that start with O, optimism. I did like that word that came to me as I was, so lots to look ahead to and be optimistic about. So I'm hoping that your October has begun look like that too. When you see this piece again, it'll be more embellished, more floral, and yeah, bringing me joy as I work on it. Thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate your company. It helps me immensely to do this, which makes me happy. So thank you, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.